show.
That's gonna sound good.
Who you got in that about?
Okay,
We're live, by the way. Well, I'm done.
What you think about Buford?
Hey,
That was perfect.
I've seen a preliminary thing.
Oh, yeah.
You ain't gonna believe this. They've got Thomasville playing Jasper County in the first round of the playoffs. against
Really?
Coach Henderson.
Wait,
Wow.
was that the one? That,
Guys, we're on.
It's 7.
We are here. Well, we're just talking about some pretty cool
yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
Talking about the prognostications that are being made online, which there's going to be total change before we get into the year. Good evening, and welcome to the Swarmcast. Randy Young here with Jamie Majors, Brian Davis, Bryce Young down there on the end, Casey Massey, the tech master himself, back there running everything, as we've got a full hour of all things Yellow Jackets coming up. We're going to take a look back at the Thomasville game and talk about the big 48-10 win over the Dogs as the Yellow Jackets get the series lead for only the second time ever. We will take a look ahead toward Bainbridge and talk about the Bearcats and what they're bringing to the table. We'll hear from Justin Rogers, head coach of the Yellow Jackets, in about 15 minutes or so. We'll get the latest on all of the softball goings-on from Brian Davis. Brian will catch us up with that. And then we got the flashback tonight, which I'm not going to tell everybody what that is. It's you just have to wait and see. And then we've got to talk about the Hall of Fame inductees this week, which three really cool ones. I mean, and all of them have been cool.
Absolutely.
And I want to talk about the Hall of Fame thing a little bit more in detail tonight because I've had a lot of people asking, how that works and where it goes from here and what's actually going to be done with it. And those are all real good questions. And then we've got a special guest that's going to call in, and we're going to talk to them a little bit later on. We've also got to thank Dairy Queen. Yes, indeed.
Tonight, featuring
The Jamie Majors Blizzard of the Week.
the Oreo Fudge Brownie Blizzard. The brownie's almost downy. See?
Dan Stewart, wherever
They
you are.
changed it up a little bit on y'all tonight, too.
Yeah.
Yep, this is the white chocolate
White mocha latte. I think
yeah.
that's what
That
it
was
is.
Randy's
Hold
nickname
on.
in high school.
Greg, I have messed it up again. I'm sorry, buddy.
I think that's
I'm gonna
right.
get it right.
No, I think you got it right. Really good. Not as coffee.
White
tasting.
mocha shake.
That's good.
That was your
White
nickname
mocha
in high
shake.
school.
You know what?
What mocha?
the white mocha shake.
Just shake. That's it.
Rattle
Let me
and
tell
roll.
you,
Shake and bake.
they all Gracie and the gang up there tonight had the Curl Crew shirts on. I like it, Greg. The Curl Crew. I like it.
Okay, that's cool.
Good eats, cool treats.
There you
need
go.
to go by and see Greg Davis and the gang.
Get you something good.
Get you some.
Get you some of that. What do we need to do?
Ladies and gentlemen, go to Highway 19 and get you some of that.
Right there.
Absolutely.
Casey, how's yours? How was yours?
You showed up too late.
Say we're 5 minutes into it. What are you doing, Casey?
It's good stuff.
That's good stuff. Bryce, you like it? It's good.
Yeah, it's good. I didn't think my mic was working.
A little delayed action there, big guy.
Yeah, well, he had to think about it just to make sure. Very good night last Friday night. Yellow Jackets go downtown and take the series lead against Thomasville 48-10. A game that was kind of back and forth for a little bit. Actually, it really was only one quarter. I mean, the second quarter, Thomasville hit 2 or 3 plays that they ended up gaining on those handful of plays about 120 of their 160 or so yards that they gained through the night. But the Yellow Jackets in the second half were just spectacular.
Yep.
Allowed 3 total yards, 1 first down for Thomasville. That came as a result of a penalty on us, and just dominated it. I mean, really.
Yep. Kind of like Coach Rogers said, coming out of halftime, he thought the totality of the program would eventually kick in.
Yeah.
And when it did, I think all the lights came on.
Yeah, that says something about those halftime adjustments too.
Absolutely.
Through the whole year, really.
And how
It
cool
feels
was
like
it?
we've been that way.
And how cool was it to hear from Coach Winston?
Yeah.
About kind of how they kind of do things, and
Yeah, it was
of course
neat.
we're not going to tell anything on really what we do, but
No inside secrets,
no
but I mean, just
inside
kind of a
secrets.
general overview.
So glad that him and his family's enjoying Thomasville,
Yes.
Thomas County. We done painted the bricks blue and gold again.
Well, I mean, they enjoyed Thomasville too. I mean,
Yeah,
that's-
clearly,
absolutely, man. So, just man, it couldn't be better, Jacket Nation, at this point.
Yeah.
Gosh, I don't remember it. It's been a long time since it's been this good.
In case I was going to say, if you could bring Bryce's mic up just a
That's
smidge
fine,
for me,
man.
just whenever you get a chance. He is one of the featured interviews on the Tailgate Show tomorrow night,
Awesome.
and did a really cool job. He's been all over the place, and I never realized that he was a Cairo guy. That's where he graduated.
I
from.
didn't know he was a Cairo guy either,
Graduated from Cairo 2001.
but I know he's won some state championships. And if you look at those
Yeah.
defenses, they were sporty.
Peach County won, and Ware County, the 2022 Ware County team was historically good. I mean, historic. The defense.
There wasn't one at Pierce also?
Maybe it might have been. Might have been. I know
Pierce.
it was Peach and Ware.
I'm telling you, we're talking 10 points or below on average for the year.
Yep.
That's with your state champ, your 5 games in there too.
Well, he was bragging about that when they played Warner Robins, and I don't remember which team it was that played him. It probably had to be Ware. They were averaging a little over 50 points a game, and they didn't get to 10.
wow.
And that tells you something. I mean,
That's pretty special.
Yeah, guys got it going on. But, yeah, did a real good job down there talking to you.
Yep.
Impressive game again from Deuce Lawrence. Deuce ends up with about 175 or so yards. And I want to compliment our wide receiver core. Not only catching the ball, but they're blocking.
Yep.
Yeah, for sure.
And that's one of the things that, as a Georgia guy, I have come to appreciate far more than I ever did is the physicality of the wide receivers in the running game.
Yep.
And if those guys do their job, it's hard to stop it.
Yep.
And our guys are doing a really, really, really good job. And tip of the cap to J.B. Watkins, who had another great game. Sophomore who is growing up now right in front of your eyes. Of course, Dunbar and those guys are real solid, but JB's got something special going on.
Yep. I just want to say again that I don't remember us having a group of receivers with the wingspan that they have or just the overall size.
Yep.
And all of them are so physical.
Yep.
Yeah.
So you've got a freshman that's got some plays, Gary Pringle.
Yeah.
And if you want to come out there and look at a specimen,
Oh, my gosh.
that sucker there,
Yeah.
he is a man.
Well, again, a freshman now.
And very physical.
Mm-hmm.
And
Well, that's what I was talking about. I mean,
just
you
physical.
got those guys out there that when you look at them, they're what I used to call the gazelles. I mean, real long, lanky, but they are being coached up when it comes to blocking.
But just about every play that
What's up, Earl Brooks?
you'll see,
Yep.
Dunbar
Yep.
is blocking his
84.
tail off
Yep.
out there.
Every
telling
one
you,
of 'em.
Just
Every one of
he
them.
is
Very impressive.
very unselfish.
Yep.
Hey,
Very
I
unselfish.
want to flip to the other side of the ball. Something I've noticed the past few weeks. We've talked about him some, but I don't think he's getting talked about as much as he should. Eddie Guerrera.
No,
Yo,
absolutely.
absolutely.
Man, let me tell you.
Yep.
If there's a guy that's open, handful of times they give him the ball, Rogers and the crew putting him on that guy,
Yep.
and he locks him
Yeah.
completely down.
Absolutely.
I'm telling you.
You're talking about the perfect storm when you're all American
Yeah.
corner, one of your all American corners gets in a kind of he's in a weird spot where
Different.
it ain't a big contact thing for him right now,
Right.
And you talking about having a player step up and come in and kind of really just fill that void right there and allow us to do some other things with D.
Yep. Well, there was some concern. In fact, Coach Rogers in the Coach's Corner segment, and I'm going to ask him about this and let him talk about this because this really impressed me. Going into the season, one of his biggest concerns was the secondary. And he says that now it's a strength of the team.
Absolutely.
No
I
question.
agree.
And Eddie has done such a fantastic – and I'm going to tell you, I really think now that free safety spot fits D's skill set, maybe even better than what he was doing with Strong because he's not being asked to come up and initiate that contact.
Yeah.
And
it's kind of hard to throw away when your free safety's reading it right. You can't throw away from him all night.
well, and he is the master of baiting a quarterback into
absolutely.
throwing to a spot and thinking, I've got this guy, and no, you don't.
But another big thing on the toughness of Eddie Guerrera, About the third play of the game.
No.
Kickoff.
First,
Yeah.
Dislocated his shoulder.
I thought he had a stinger. So I walked down there. I always ask guys, you good? And he said, "Oh, I'm good. I'm good. My shoulder popped out, but it went back in." And I said, "Okay." "Okay. You good though?" "Oh yeah, I'm good."
Because they made the tackle on the sideline. Him and Dennis Jr. made a tackle on the sideline when it was like a car wreck. I mean, just a collision. And you could tell when he got up that he was hurting. So he's tough.
Well, that's what I asked him. I said, "Hey man, you got to get a little stinger." And, "Oh no, it popped out, but it come back in. It's fine. I'm good."
Well, Cam
and played good.
Yeah, played
absolutely.
great.
Yeah.
Cam Brooks is Cam Brooks.
Absolutely.
And I think Cam Simon, when he's coming in, he's looked fantastic. But there are two specific guys that I want to bring up, or two specific. I guess it's three. The Andrews twins, the sophomores, are growing up right in front of your eyes.
Yep.
And stinking Amari Stevenson.
Yep.
If we have had a more physical football player on our team,
I'll tell you who he reminds me of. I know that we've got several that we can, but when I played, we had a guy. His name was Freddie Gain.
Yeah.
He's
I can see
he's
it.
that good.
Yeah,
Freddie Gain may have been the best athlete. God, he was so good. I don't know, man.
No, I'm going to tell you who he reminds me of now. I don't know about the young guys here, but do you remember, was it Cecil Hill that we had?
Yeah.
Number 6?
Oh, yeah.
Golly dog.
Oh, yeah.
He was just very physical.
And I think that he came from Thomasville.
Well, Amari's thing is that his confidence level now is growing exponentially.
Yeah. He's getting more and more confidence, and when he plays fast and he's not thinking, he's always in the right place. You know what I'm saying?
We even talked about last year. Okay, we lose
every one of them on that defensive side.
We lose Caleb Anderson. Where's the physicality going to be? Well, you found it immediately.
Absolutely.
There was no taper off for that because Caleb brought that physicality to the defense last year.
And he's still bringing it. Y'all see
right?
that?
Oh my gosh, he is. And so that Amari picked right up where Caleb left off. And so that was a real positive point there.
And I still hadn't pinpointed that guy. The physicality is definitely there, but I still hadn't figured out the guy that is going to run around and just act like a crazy guy.
I think D's kind of filled that role a little bit. D's taking that cheerleading thing a little bit, but the spark on the field, Amari brings something that, again, we haven't had in a while. And I want to compliment, and I can't remember his first name, but 19 Andrews for that interception at the end of the ball game. The freshman went horizontal across the field.
I got to look back. So Jermaine told me a tidbit of information. So his dad and uncle played at Cairo.
Okay.
And late 90s, early 2000s. And I got to go back and get their names.
Okay.
But I was going to ask y'all to see if y'all remember, because I'm sure y'all do, because apparently they were pretty good back in the day. But so he's got a legacy there with his parent, with, like I said, his dad and his uncle that played at Cairo. So obviously there's some talent there.
Michael Bess will be calling.
Yeah.
Yeah, Earl Brooks remembers Cecil Hill. I think Earl played with him.
Cecil was something else.
Oh, my gosh. But just a really solid game all the way across. Mm-hmm. And could have been worse. I mean, and compliment Thomasville now. Again, they kept fighting. Cam Hill is a fantastic quarterback.
Absolutely.
And Cam has grown up so much from the last couple of years. He's playing so much more in control, not forcing anything.
Yep.
And I really believe 100% that when Thomasville gets into their region stuff, they're going to be trouble for the rest of that, that region. Big time.
They stay healthy, man.
Yeah.
They are the definition of skill positions.
DeAndre Andrews, yes. Yep. Fantastic highlight reel
can play now.
type thing. Yep.
But I'll say this about Thomasville, and of course, this is a Thomas County Central podcast, and this is what we do, but one person that Thomasville has that I think is very unique, and he played his tail off, is Cy Wilson.
Yes, number 5.
He was fantastic.
So, Mo, if you're watching, your son
really Mo, if you're watching in secret.
Well, it seemed like every time Thomasville got themselves in a bad spot, he could get them out of it.
Yep. Yeah,
he is that elusive. He is a real elusive.
And I don't know what Mo is feeding him, but I don't know if y'all saw that picture of him that was on.
Yes, sir.
He is chiseled from marble.
Yep.
I mean, just a good looking youngin.
Yeah.
And so I think he'll go far, and he is done. And kudos, like I said, tip your cap to the Dogs. They played, as good as they could with a little bit, the situation that they had.
Yep.
And it was much like, we had talked about that we just in the second half took off.
Well, I'm an offensive line guy, so I want to compliment how good our offensive line looked.
Dog it.
I think for the first time, I think they've got after it in some games.
It was serious.
They got after it.
Yep.
I seen some stuff Friday night that.
Well, there was a play where LeVar Madison pulled
on
a play.
Oh, yeah.
And this linebacker for Thomasville was coming into what he thought was going to be the hole where the running back was, and he was gone in the next second.
Yep.
Is this Justin Rogers?
Hey, what's going on?
Hey, man, how you doing?
Doing good. How about y'all?
Good. We're sitting here bragging about y'all. That's a good thing to do, I guess.
It is. Like I say, right now we're playing well.
Yep. And I want you, Coach, to talk about, and we were talking about this just a second ago, just how impressive and how much the secondary has grown this year. Because, and I don't want to divulge any secrets from what we talk about tomorrow night with the Coach's Corner thing, but I think everybody walked into the season thinking, okay, that secondary is going to be a work in progress, and now, I mean, it is solid, really solid.
Yeah, I think it's one of the secondary is one that we had a big question mark on, that we were, just kind of wondering how it was going to come together and things like that. And now I think our secondary has turned into be a strength of our football team. And they've done really good. I mean, Eddie and Okoye have done really good at corners, and then the kind of the flip of Jester and D is gave it a whole nother element by playing D at the field. And Jester at the boundary has kind of gave it a whole other element too, where it's just such a different secondary than what we maybe anticipated at the start of the year.
Well, and I don't want to say by any means that the injury to D was fortuitous in any way, but it seems like both of those positions fit those guys really well.
Yeah, there's no doubt. I mean, Donnell's just a great player, and
good
he played
kid.
The free all. Yeah, played the free all 15 games. But he's not scared to come down and fit the box. And that's the thing. It's hard to find that boundary safety.
Yep.
The boundary safety is the one that's hard to find. Because you got to have a guy that's got a skill set where they can carry people in man. They can play over the top of deep routes. But then at the same token, they'll trigger and come out and play a linebacker type position and runs.
Yep.
And so that's a unique skill set that you don't see all the day. And obviously D was phenomenal at it, but Jester's just as good. And so having a guy like Jester that can go play that position freed us up to be able to move D to the free. And then D's got ball skills. So anytime you can play a free safety, a safety to the field, that has ball skills and ain't scared to attack balls and catch them, that gives you a whole nother monster.
Yeah, no question about it. And two sets that we talked about a little bit earlier too, Coach. The Andrews twins are growing up in front of us, and Amari Stevenson still continues to be a physical presence on that field, man. He's just something to watch.
Yeah, both of them, all three of those guys are, inexperienced first-year starters, Now, Amari's in the junior, so he's a little bit more mature and older and been in the system, for a full JV season and played a bunch of varsity reps last year, where the twins are just coming in green as can be.
Right.
Kind of learning it all, but all three of them are just getting better and better. You're right. I mean, just they continue to need experience. And the only way to get experience is on Friday nights. And they've got 4 games worth. They're going to get a 5th game tomorrow. And you're seeing that continual improvement by all three of them.
Talk about the play of your offensive line the other night, Coach. That was something to behold, too.
Yeah, the offensive line's been a strength of the team all year right now, and just continues to really identify and set up and be able to run the football. And they're just really getting vertical movement off the line. We ran a lot of inside zone stuff the other night, just straight downhill vertical runs. And the play of the middle just really dented, that defensive line. And so, and that's where we got to play to their strengths. Their strengths are their size. And so we've been a lot more vertical run than we have been in the past.
Guys, y'all got anything you want to ask Coach?
Coach, I just was extremely impressed with the adjustments we made at halftime last week, and we was able to come out and just like we've done it all year. It seemed like the second half we come out and we're able to kind of put our foot on their throat and choke them out, and that's what you say at halftime. Hey, we're here to finish this thing.
No doubt. We've been a great third quarter team for sure. But, I mean, I don't know how much it was necessarily adjustments. Just, we didn't miss tackles. I mean, we missed a couple tackles, and they had a scramble drill where they hit an explosive. Quarterback came off, guy came off his guy man, and they hit an explosive play there. And then we had a couple missed tackles in the second quarter that we had. I mean, there was a third down where they kind of throw a little screen and shoot. If we tackle it normal, it gets 6 yards and they punt. But, we missed a couple tackles and got it going. So I think the thirds, that was the biggest deal, is our containment, and we did much better tackling. But we have been, for some reason or not, really good out of the halftime room. And that's not a bad thing. That's a good thing to continue to have. Because I don't think we've been a bad first half team.
Right.
I just think we've been really impressive in the third.
Yep,
it's not a knock on us not playing well early. I just think our kids have played really, really well in the third so far.
Well, Coach, I wanted to ask you one more thing right quick is, Bainbridge is kind of, they've stumbled out of the starting gate here. And I've heard you say it a million times, a wounded animal is a dangerous animal. So
most dangerous animal in the world is a wounded animal, man. They're fighting for their life.
Absolutely. Have you seen something that you can put your finger on what's going on? Because typically Bainbridge is a really good football team, a good program over there. It's just real. It's weird to see them stumble out of the gate the last couple of years.
Yeah, and like I say, Bainbridge is doing Bainbridge things right now a little bit, and the fact that they're typically a team that gets better as the year goes on, and they're typically a team that early on is not an indication of how good they are later on. They've kind of been known for that MO. Now they've kind of stumbled out of the block a little more than they typically do with some of the scores. But I think, they were an inexperienced team, had a lot of first-year guys, so those guys are continuing to learn, gaining experience to learn how to play. Their D-line and their linebackers are really good. I mean, I think they're good. I think people have found running the ball on them is not the easiest thing. And their secondary is where they've been young, their secondary. And so getting better in the secondary on defense is something that I think you're seeing them get better and better at. And I think they played it better against Tift than they had in the previous games. Offensively, they're just looking for an identity at quarterback. They played a couple different kids at quarterback, and football's become such a quarterback-centered game now that, if you don't got a good quarterback, it's tough. Mm-hmm. And they're still trying to – it was like they settled on a guy. And the more the guy plays, he'll get more comfortable there. But I think that's the biggest thing that you see offensively is just having that steady person that's catching the snaps.
By the way, let me just tell our Facebook folks to share the video while you're watching. Coach, 2 quick things. I wanted you to comment on Okoye Rawls' pick 6 because I know his mom's probably watching, and that was a fantastic play by Okoye.
Oh, without question. I mean, he's a safety over the top. We had a guy underneath on a little – inside route, and he got tipped up, and it's the old tip drill that everybody does, right? And so he's right there for the tip drill, catches it, and then has a great run to make one guy miss that had a shot at him, and then he just had an alleyway that he shot through and scored. And so no doubt, man, that was exciting. I know his mama, Whit was freaking fired up, but she didn't need no horn to hear her after that.
No, you're right.
And then, it's just great for a kid like that. I mean, that kid's grown up, being a Yellow Jacket his whole life, dreaming of the moment of him playing in that game at Thomasville in that moment of a pick 6. And, me and you joked about it. He's going to be one he's going to tell his sons and all. And by the time he's done, he's going to be a 98-yard return for a touchdown and had to break 16 tackles to do it.
Ran through the sidelines.
Oh, my God. It's going to be – I did it on a broken leg. I mean, by the time it ends, ain't no telling where the story will go.
Had a cold call that got waved off.
That's it.
Yes.
Coach, I thought we did a really good job last week of being able to channel the emotions from that game and be able to focus on the task at hand and just kind of get you to compliment, talk about that a little bit because I know that's tough. That is super, super tough on how to channel these emotions and not stifle them at the same time.
Yeah, I think these guys being in the program now going into year 3 and kind of getting to hear the same message all the time that I believe in and the things that I believe in and me coming just always trying to tell them because I had an old coach one time tell me, if you ain't told them today, you ain't never told them. Mm-hmm. And so always reminding them, of things and understanding that the game's got to be played with incredible passion, but it cannot be played emotional. And there's a big difference in those two words,
right.
playing with passion and not playing emotional. Yep. And so I think our kids kind of get that. I mean, we try to beat it into them, the things that we think, and we talk about before you can play winning football, you can't play losing football. Yeah. And that's losing football. Losing emotional control, making dumb penalties, getting sucked into the yeah game. I mean, that's losing football. Losing programs do that stuff. And so you can never play winning football as long as you hold on to losing mentality. And so I think just hearing that for 3 years, seeing the guys in front of them model that when they get put in those moments, they've been able to watch it from the sideline. So now that they're out there, they can kind of handle it better.
And, Coach, once again, the Jacket Nation goes on the road and takes over another stadium.
That's what we do.
Yeah, you ain't kidding.
That's what we do, baby. And it don't matter if it's North Georgia or right down the street. All right, we'll take over whatever stadium we go to.
Yep, no question. And I wanted to get you real quick, Coach, and then we'll let you go. I wanted to compliment the best-looking athlete on the field the other night, number 76, Eli Majors.
Oh, God.
He got out there in that
Eli,
game.
baby.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, he did.
Yes, sir.
Big Eli, man. He works hard, man. Good center, man. Snapping that ball, baby.
I don't know if he was more excited than me. Dang.
Hey, nothing wrong with that, man. That's right. He's another one of those, and that's the thing. You got so many on here that are those generational kids, that they grew up being a fan of the Yellow Jackets because their dads played for the Yellow Jackets. And so those generational kids, man, it's like the SEC. It just means more. And it just means more to those generational kids like Eli.
No question. Coach, good luck out there against them tomorrow. We'll see you, man. Just wrap up that non-region schedule successfully, and let's get ready to take the off. We can get ready to kick region off. I can't believe here we are, the halfway point of the regular season. I can't wrap my brain around it.
It goes by fast. And like I said, we got to come out, finish business, have a great last game of the preseason, really, the non-region schedule, and then it's on.
Yep. All right, Coach, hey, have a good night, man. Tell the family, hey, we'll see you out there tomorrow night.
Will do, man. Go Jacket.
Yes, sir. I had to say that.
Man, is he about the awesomest guy I get to interview him every week.
Yeah.
That's awesome, man. He is.
He's
the most positive person. I don't know if I've ever met a more positive person.
It's not hard to get him to talk.
Yeah.
And he's got such a cogent line of thinking when he starts. And I'm not saying this is a negative. Well, maybe I am. So many coaches, it's almost like you're talking to a stump. I mean, you just don't know what you're going to get. But you can tell when not a lighted stump. I mean, I know that's where you were headed with that. Or a bald-headed lighted stump.
No, a bowling ball.
Yeah, that's what we were talking about earlier. We are not.
I was just thinking of examples.
Yeah. I mean, don't mention. But you know, what
it's
I'm
not
saying.
high school.
Okay, well, for example,
Florida, big time.
Yeah, well, I mean, at least.
But listen,
he doesn't have a problem opening the water bottle. I don't think. I mean,
yeah, probably not.
If you have ever heard Mike Norvell speak, him and Justin Rogers are like out of the same cloth.
Very similar.
They're real similar.
Yep.
They all know all the cool football things to say.
Yep.
And usually it's not just a saying.
Yep.
They're gonna back it up.
Yep.
I was listening to a radio show this morning, and they talked about the difference between a coach and a player's coach. A player's coach meaning a coach that your players want to play for. That's Justin Rogers.
Yep.
Absolutely.
No
Hey, if you don't believe it, all you got to do is come in that locker room right before we go out.
Yeah.
You want to see a player's coach, the players that love their coach.
Yeah. By the way, again, those folks watching on Facebook, share the link so folks can watch along with you. And if you're on YouTube, Obadiah asked about the weather for tomorrow, and that's something we were talking about a little while ago. I have watched the weather forecast. The rain has moved by, but there's still like a 70% chance of rain tomorrow. I have no clue where that rain's going to be coming from.
We'll be weathering it with Randy.
No, don't start all that.
Here we go.
No. He's referring to a Facebook page that Aaron's still there. I have a bad habit of I've got so many people.
I love it, dude.
Well, I mean, there's a lot of folks attached to my Facebook page, and if there's something going on weather-wise, I want people to be aware
I love
of
it, man.
And he creates this stinking weather, and the great thing is the cover photo. It's me with my hands up going, I have no idea what I'm talking about, and there's a hurricane behind me.
Yep.
Anyway,
It's good, man. It's
but
good.
I do not understand where the 80% chance of rain tomorrow is coming from, because the storm has moved through the hurricane.
But here's
has
the
moved
thing.
It's probably creating a storm cloud over the stadium with all the water we've had.
Well,
yeah,
There's with that tropical storm still having that swirl to it.
There's bands
some
coming.
bands.
Yeah.
I think there's an 80% chance we're going to get some rain tomorrow.
Yeah, maybe so. Yeah.
I don't think it'll be all day.
Yeah.
But I think there's a chance that we have a band or two come through.
Yeah. Well, the field is very wet. We need some sun to help dry it out. But the good news is, though, that the last couple of things that they've done to try to help the drainage situation has really helped.
Absolutely.
Yeah, when we were out there yesterday, it seemed pretty, it's soaking wet,
pretty
but
firm.
it's not holding, water like it used to.
It's not
where
spongy.
you would see it, above the grass.
So
That's right.
if we can just get little pockets of clear, then hopefully it will
Some sunshine and some
Absolutely
wind will
itself up.
help.
Hey, to switch topic real quick.
Yeah.
Oh,
and we got the pick'em games coming
Yeah,
up
and
too,
I
by the way.
Go ahead.
back to the players that played good last Friday. AJ Clark.
Oh man,
He kind of got. I'm going to say.
Yep.
Due to Deuce's great game he had, he kind of got put behind the curtain a little bit, but he had a phenomenal game.
Yep. It was the first game where you kind of felt like he was in the zone.
Yeah.
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 You know. And Kobe Carnage looked really good. And we found out afterwards that Kobe's been fighting kind of a little hip issue, and I think that may have slowed him down a little bit. But, man, those three guys, all three of them, really impressive.
I want to say
Good point, though. Very good point.
With 4, AJ, it's the first time I've seen him in all last year. Bless his heart. He tried. He broke a couple, and, that hamstring just would not let him break completely loose.
Yeah.
I've kind of got to see what he can do when he gets out in the open.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah.
special.
Yeah.
I remember you told us that Eli and the boys were talking about how fast he was.
can fly.
We got to see it.
He can go, man.
He can get it too.
He can get it.
Before we flash back, I want to thank Dairy Queen
Again.
one more again. And again, Jamie with the Jamie Majors Blizzard of the Week, which was, again, what was it?
It's a
Hot fudge something other, or brownie something? Brownie hot.
Oreo fudge brownie.
How was yours, Case?
Get yours and it'll
It's
go
good
right on
and
down.
gone.
Bryce is still working on his. And this is the
White mocha shake.
Yep.
very good.
White mocha shake.
Yeah, very good. Very good.
I want to give a quick shout out to Rick Vanderhoff that listens to us every week.
Oh, Rick, longtime friend.
I tell you,
Oreo fudge brownie. There you go, Greg Davis.
Yep.
so Rick, if you're out there listening, give me a thumbs up or something now. Come on.
Yep. Okay, so we're going to flash back, and we are going to go back to one of the most unique moments ever in the Central Bainbridge series. And if you were there, I promise you remember this.
I don't know what that bird is. That thing. Yeah.
Under the attack, seagull is running around.
What is that? What is that?
Seagull.
It's a brown seagull. Well, might be a nighthawk.
A nighthawk.
That's a long way from talking.
Well, nighthawks are
He's trying to land on the field here.
Nighthawks are also known as goat. Just telling you. That is official. Just look it up. Just look it up. Brian, just telling you. Just look it up.
I ain't stopping. I ain't starting either. That thing lands on the field now. You got to go out there and shoot him away.
That is a big bird. Jamie?
If he lands down there and get me. It'll be KFC.
You're going to make nuggets. Is that what you're going to do?
I don't know if he's quite big enough for a nugget. He's definitely zeroing in on somebody.
Yeah, you're right. 45-14. We have determined what it is. It is the war seagull. There he is. That is not a seagull. There he goes. That is a huge bird.
And I know you'll probably think we're nuts. I'm telling you, I ain't never seen nothing like this.
Yeah. Okay. Well, it is. It is second down. And about five. Look at that thing. Brian?
That first down is brought to you by Silver.
Brian, just business-like.
99.
And the clock.
Listen to the crowd screaming. Listen to the background.
3 minutes as the war sequels continues to fly around. Look at that thing.
Oh, he's coming in here. He's coming in here.
I think he's standing up on the top. See some of our kids jumping on the top.
Here we go.
Wilhelm's trying to feed him something. Brian, careful! Don't point at him.
That's why I stuck my hand out.
Listen to the screams.
Brian,
He's going to land on Joanna Young down there.
Listen.
I have never.
I don't know what
Listen.
Looks like a hawk. You hear our crowd yelling because it looks like he's going to land on the crowd. I'm not kidding.
I hope they're recording this. No accident. 2-8-99, 99,
Close up.
99.
Here you go.
Oh, that is so good. That is so good.
The war signal.
How we did not catch that thing and bring it home with us, I don't know. It was fantastic.
You were close.
Oh, yeah. Randy liked to come out of his skin. He thought he was coming in the press box.
Well, Wilhelm's up there waving peanuts at him, trying to bait him in there. And Lakeisha Esther said that Malachi had a time with that bird. He landed on Malachi, landed on his shoulder.
I don't know.
Oh my gosh, that was absolutely hilarious. I've never seen anything like that before.
No,
at college or anything.
No,
and he was perfectly at home. I mean, it was like the stadium was his.
Yeah,
and what's
it
everybody
was good,
doing here?
man.
You know, why are these people here?
Wow.
He was just flying down there, mingling with everybody.
Hung out with Malachi a few seconds. I mean,
there you go. Jamie was going to turn him into KFC.
Dang, man, I don't even remember saying it. Good stuff.
Oh my gosh! Yeah, that was last year at Bainbridge. You know, I will say this: if we go into the stadium tomorrow and we see something circling around, Bainbridge is up to something. Just saying.
Absolutely, that's Seagull Gate.
Were they Auburn training it to fly around the stadium?
That's why we called it the Seagull.
The
War Seagull.
The War Seagull.
It didn't
The
come
War
back.
Chicken.
God,
The Bear Gull.
The bear gull. Well,
What's a bear goal?
It's kind of like a bear cat.
we
What's
are about.
It's
Here
kind
we
of like
go.
a bear cat.
We are about to open up something here that's just not going to go anywhere good. I'm just telling you.
We'll wait for the van.
Yep. If you've got a question or a comment, please just post it, and we will try to address it. Bring raincoat with you tomorrow night. Umbrellas are not allowed in the stadium. And I know people have asked about that. In fact, there was, a lot of discussion last week about umbrellas. In a stadium situation, you opening an umbrella with people around you could be bad.
Yep.
Good way to put an eye out or some mess. So just get your rain poncho. But hopefully, we will get into tomorrow, and whatever chance of rain will just dissipate and get out of here. Before I get too much further, softball. Brian, give us an update on what's going on with the softball.
So we were supposed to play a region doubleheader against Coffee today, but they had to cancel it due to the rain. Right now, from what I saw earlier today, this may change if they're playing games this afternoon. The other teams are. We are tied for first in the region with Veterans and Houston. We beat Coffee County 2-1 on Tuesday, and so that was up there. So a good road trip by the girls and bring back a W. So we will play the makeup for this, I believe, on October the 1st.
Okay.
I think that's right. I think that's a Tuesday. Anyway, it's the first Tuesday in October.
That is October 1st. That's right.
And so that's when we'll make this game up. So next week we will have another slate in front of us of region play, and I believe I will have another region doubleheader next Thursday.
Okay.
I'll tell you, that region's tough, isn't it?
It is. It is super tough.
A lot of one-run games and
Super proud of how our girls have played, though. Super proud, and we don't get discouraged. We keep on battling, and it shows. And so right now we're viable, for especially to make the playoffs, but to possibly, depending on how it all shakes out, play for the region title. So we'll see.
Brian Gibson says, hello, gentlemen, and geriatrics from Alaska. No, wait a minute now. Hold on. That I resemble that remark. And Rick Vanderhoff says, hello, Jamie. And
you're the man.
Yep. And the pick'em games. What games do we have tonight, Brian?
They're not hard at all, actually. Let's see.
Well, for this crew, that may be. Yeah. It might be.
All right, we got Fitzgerald at Brooks, Cairo at Cook, Lee at Colquitt, Gaston County at Coffee County, battle of undefeateds there, Houston and Tift.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm
going to go ahead and do that now, or you want to wait?
We can go ahead and do that.
We go and knock it out.
Yeah, let's go ahead and get it done, because we got about 5 or 6 minutes before we have our special guest calling in. All right.
So first game.
Well, wait. Where do we stand record-wise?
All right, so I don't know if I want to say. No, I'm kidding. Randy first at 16-4, Jamie second 14-6, and me and Brian tied for third 13-7.
We're battling back.
Got them Gators back there.
They're chomping at the bit.
Yep, they are. They are. Chomping at something.
All right, first one we got Fitzgerald at Brooks. I'll go first on this one. I'm going to take Brooks. I think they found their stride.
Brian, you want to?
Give me the Hurricanes.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. You got to do something to break out.
Well, you don't. Fitzgerald's another one of them teams. I'm telling you, they ain't played since 2018. It's been a while.
Yeah, it has been a while. That's true.
Yeah,
And
that's
when
true.
they played, they were 7-7.
yeah. So the series since then has been tied.
So
You going Brooks, Jamie? Or are we going?
not so fast.
Oh,
I'm a hurricane.
What
Not
the
a hurricane,
heck?
but I'm a hurricane.
Okay. You going Fitzgerald?
Yep, Fitzgerald.
I'm going Brooks.
Okay.
I think I agree with Bryce. I think they've found their stride. And by the way, real quick, Earl Brooks was asking about DeMario Diggs, who had surgery before the season. He's playing tomorrow night.
Practiced all week.
He will be returning.
And the
Yes.
biggest smile I've seen on a kid's face, God, and
He's a senior,
he's
man.
a senior.
Yep.
So if you're listening out there, DeMario, good luck tomorrow.
absolutely.
I'll see you before the game, believe me.
All right, game 2, Bryce. What we got?
All right, K-Row at Cook. I'll go first again. Y'all been doing it there lately, so I'll turn the favor. I'm going to take K-Row. Take K-Row.
Okay.
All right, Jamie, you
I'm going Cairo.
yeah. I'm going Cairo.
I think K-Row. Yeah,
Okay.
they have seemed to have gotten better.
Yeah,
every
I
week,
think
too,
they're-
Y'all do understand that there's nothing to be gained or lost by everybody picking the same.
Oh, I
team.
know,
Well, I know.
I know, but
Hey,
we're
hey,
allowed.
Cook
We're
County-
allowed.
Cook County is a good ball team now.
Oh, they're a good ball
But
club.
Cairo, I think they're kind of figuring it out.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
so. I
Yeah.
think the quarterback situation should be a lot better for him this weekend.
Absolutely.
So
Yep.
That's
And-
kind of where I'm banking that
And they're
at.
coming off a win too, which helps. A little bit of
Oh,
between the
man.
ears,
A
and
little
so,
confidence,
yeah.
man.
Hey, Pastor Marable asked Jamie, what position does Diggs play on the line? Is he a guard?
He's a guard.
Guard, okay.
Yep.
All right.
He is our.
He plays where
he's
Madison
our
plays. doesn't he?
left
I
guard.
think so.
Yeah.
No, Madison, he's in.
On right guard?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, go ahead, Bryce. I'm sorry. But that's
You're good.
There's your answer, Pastor.
Yep.
The big one of the week, in my opinion. Lee at Colquitt.
Mm-hmm.
That's be big time there.
All right, Bryce, you picking it first?
Yeah, I'll go. I'm going to take Lee County. I know Colquitt County is still a good ball team. They lost to a great ball team, but I don't know. Just something's telling me. I feel like Lee's probably the underdogs in that still.
Well, here's the way I kind of look at it. That's a good pick. I don't think there's a bad pick in this one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I think the AJC's got Lee favored by 2.
Lee has never beaten Colquitt.
So
0-12 it is.
here's the thing that I see. Moultrie lost to a North Gwinnett team that's been averaging 50 points a game. They come to Moultrie and they scored 14.
Yeah.
On Moultrie's youngest part of their team, defense.
Mm-hmm.
Offensive side, they're starting to figure it out. The only thing that's weird about the situation with the offense is he's a true freshman. He's a quarterback. He's a freshman. And that loss might have been the worst thing that could have ever happened to anybody fixing to play Moultrie.
And they've had the week off, too.
Because, everybody's been – I'm sure they've been feeding them.
Yeah.
They hadn't.
Yeah.
So what's your pick?
I'm picking Moultrie to win that game.
I got to go Lee.
I'm going Colquitt too. And me and Bryce actually talked about it earlier today. And I even talked about that the fact they only scored 14 shows a testament to their defense. Yeah. But I think the real battle will be, can Colquitt County's offense
Can they keep up?
Yep.
Can they keep up?
If they leave Lee in it, you know that man over there.
Oh yeah,
any play he could take it to the crib.
Well, I definitely think the ace in the hole is definitely Cromar.
Yep.
Yeah.
But until their coach proves that he can coach a big game without a bunch of controversy.
Well, not so much that.
It's crazy, man.
Just defense. They got to play defense in some big games.
Yep.
And
their quarterbacks.
He's played well.
Good
Brian
now.
Weston. He's played really well. Okay. All right. So what's the next one?
Gaston County and Coffee County. Both 3-0.
Gaston. Who did Gaston beat earlier in the year?
They beat some pretty good teams actually. Hold on, let me see if I can find
Gaston beat week 1 or week 2, they beat the brakes off somebody from South Georgia.
Let me see.
I don't know if it was Tifton.
Tifton. It was Tifton.
Yeah, it was.
Like 49 to nothing.
Or something like
Yeah,
that.
so 45-7 they won.
I think Tifton's better than that.
They beat Godby last week 48-7.
Well,
they're pretty good.
Godby can be on and off.
Right. Yeah.
That ain't like beating Lincoln, I don't think.
Yeah.
No.
But,
you going to pick it first?
yeah, I'll pick first.
Okay.
Until you beat Coffee, I'm picking Coffee.
I'll pick Coffee.
Well, I'm now the resident Florida guy, so I mean I got to go with Gadsden.
I'm going Gadsden too.
Okay.
I
Playing
think
Coffee,
if they
though,
had the 2 players that left Gadsden to go to Lee County,
Yeah.
I think that.
But I had heard through the grapevine.
Hold on one second. I think we got Whit, but Whit, just hang tight. We'll get to you in just a second.
Okay.
This one will be quick though.
Okay.
Houston at Tift.
Oh my gosh, Houston, too much offense.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's
Jamie,
what kind of offense?
they got Antoine Hill, man. I mean, they scored 44 points on doggone Warner Robbins.
He's the second best quarterback in the
How
region.
many did Warner Robbins score?
54.
What kind of defense they got?
Apparently, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, I got Houston.
Yeah.
Yeah. Houston.
Tifton's struggling.
Got to make it interesting.
Houston.
Everybody Houston. Okay. Okay.
We housing Houston.
And now we get our special guest of the night,
Absolutely.
Whit herself. How you doing, Whitney?
I'm good. How are y'all doing, guys?
Good. It is a thrill to have you on here.
It is a joy to be on here. I'm part of the Swarmcast tonight.
That's
Talk
it.
that talk.
For those who don't know Whit, she is part of the Talk That Talk 229 crew with Earl Brooks and Mo Wilk, and they do a fantastic job.
Absolutely.
I will say you never know what you're going to get now. I mean, it is you just never know what you're going to get, but it is entertaining to watch.
It's real.
Yep. And I was disappointed that you weren't there, Whit, last week when Earl made Mo dress up in his Central stuff.
Yes, I had some family stuff going on, but I'll be back. I'm coming back, though. I'll be back.
Let me tell you, Whit, my man Mo was aggravated. He was ill. That thing was ill.
But listen, when I went back to watch it, I said, man, my friend looked great in that color, that blue and gold.
Yes.
And he looked so comfortable, you guys.
Yes.
So relaxed.
It is his color. I'm just telling you.
Yeah.
It compliments him.
It complimented his eyes very well.
Yes, it does. Especially when he gets the TV screen.
Yeah, the week before he got wound up and took over the screen there for a little while. Hey, I want to compliment you and congratulate you on Okoye's play, not just last week, but through the whole year.
Absolutely.
Whitney is Okoye Rawls' mom, and I guarantee you just about came up out of the seat and ran down there to hug him last Friday night after that pick six.
You know what, Mr. Randy? I'm gonna tell you something. I got to tell y'all. I thought it was Jester.
Did you?
Yeah, because where we sit kind of like on the 40. We all sit in the same spot. Me, Ahmad Ponder's mom, and a few other moms. We always sit together. It's been like that for years.
Mm-hmm.
So we always sit together, and at the game we met up before the game, and we all sat together. And I thought it was Jester, but boy, when I looked. I seen that 11.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what I was doing. My phone. I don't know what I was doing. I don't know what at the time. All I know is when he went in the end zone, I just yelled. I lost my voice. My phone was blowing up. Everybody was texting me. His teachers was calling. Like, man, like he had a whole fan club. Like I was trying to reply to everybody. It was just an amazing night. And I feel like, I told him, I said, you just gotta wait your time, stay humble and wait your time.
Yep.
And I always tell him, with this game, it's got to be in you. It's not on you. It's got to be in you.
100%.
And I always tell him that. He texts me every Friday. When he's about to turn in his phone, he said, Mom, I'm about to turn in my phone, and I love you. And I tell him, I said, you know what, man, I'm getting the stands yelling for you. And I don't know. I think I'm the loudest in the stands. Because everybody.
You wouldn't be the loudest one. No, not you.
I think, yes, I think I'm the loudest one. And people, they look for me. So. Yeah. And I just try to bring that energy, what Coach Rogers would want, that juice, bring the juice. I just try to bring that energy.
Well, the thing is with Okoye has played, And I know he played a fantastic game the other night, and I can see how you would think it was Jester because they're built just like each other.
Yep.
But he has played solid this whole season.
Yep.
I mean, he's done great.
Yeah, he waited. Like I said, he's come a long ways from travel ball up until now. And then,
he's paid the price. He's paid the price.
Yeah, in which my other son, he graduated in 23, which is TJ Sanders.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
So he's had him to look up to, Devin Ross, which is we call seatbelt. He's had him to look up to. So, and Devin even said, when we did the show before they went off to school, he said he was looking for Okoye. Okoye was going to have a breakout year. And nothing he said was untrue. I mean, he has balls every game.
You ain't kidding.
By the way, Earl Brooks just commented that you are definitely the loudest.
My boy, he know I'm loud. And I just, I feed off of our fan base. I feed off of our team. I feed off of our coaching staff. Like, for instance, I was on the field after, the game was over. We were kind of like post-gaming. I was down with Coach Rogers. I saw Coach Thornton and that little dance Okoye did in the end zone. I was doing it. And it was just, I feed off that energy, like our fan base is just, I love it. I wouldn't trade our fan base for any other fan base. Like, I love it. They hype me up, I hype them up.
Yep.
Well, we've got this thing with the fan base going right now to where we've got this little thing that we do every week when we go out of town is we go over and, we take over people's stadiums. What do you think about that?
Oh, let me tell you about that. So what we call it in talk, we call it we gonna take over the trap. That's what we call it.
Okay.
But you got to give them a little toot. You got to give them a little beat. You know what I'm saying?
I got you.
You got to come in. You got to come in there. You can't be coming in there sitting down. And the band plays "We Ready Now." So our fan base is known now. I never forget that. I never forget it when Coach Rogers was like, in the dance, he was like, it's not the band, it's the fans. What do you want me to do?
Yep.
Our fan, people know our fan. They know that we're coming. They know we travel deep. Like, that's why I said our fan base, I feed off that energy. Like, I'm one of the fans that I'm always going to bring the juice. I'm always going to be the loudest in the crowd. I'm always going to hype our team up. Like, I'm going to hype my coach up every chance I get.
Yep.
Like, I got my coach back. Ain't nobody finna talk about my coach or nothing. Coach Rogers knows forever gang. He know that our birthdays is a day apart.
Whoa, okay. Well, you're a lifelong Yellow Jacket. I mean, how special is this right now to be a part of what's going on? I mean, it's really. I don't want to say it's unprecedented because we kind of had a run like this back in the 90s, but right now this is just really, really cool.
I'm gonna tell you, for me, it's like. I'm Central alumni. My kids are coming through Central. I have one son already graduated. Okoye is going to graduate next year. And to hear my 7-year-old say, "Mama, I want to play for Coach Rogers," it's something brewing in the county.
Yep.
And he's 7, and he comes up to my chest, and so he's going to be tall.
Ooh.
He's very athletic.
Okay.
And it's just wonderful. It's wonderful, like, to be a part of this now, like, to know that we're back to our original state. Like Coach Rogers said, this is not a rebuild, this is a return.
Mm-hmm.
So we're back. We're back like we never left.
Yep.
So I mean, I know other regions hate to see us coming. I'm telling you.
I know that we've used this as a reference point. Last year after the Rome game, we are again our fans go in there and take the stadium over, and their fans are saying online, we don't care if you come back up here and beat the heck out of us. Y'all just come back.
Y'all come bring that juice.
Yes, Rome fans were messaging me last season about how, about our fan base, whatever. Because it was one lady, she messaged me. She was just like, "Are you the woman from TDT?" And I said, "Yeah." And she was just like, "Man," she was like, "Y'all's band." She was like, "It's just amazing how y'all traveled. Like, y'all's side was full." I said, "Let me tell you something." Coming from where we came from a few years ago, and getting a coach that studied our program, that knew our program, knew what our program stood for, and he had already said that this was not a rebuild, this was a return. That's amazing. I said, you always want to. Without a program, you have to have community support, the parent support, and the kid support in order to have a program. People don't understand that. And And I think I tried to tell some of those Motric fans about this last season, you know, because they're still a little salty. But that's another story for another day. But hey, I ain't gonna let nobody talk about my coach.
Yeah.
And you know how I feel about that. But at the end of the day, I had people messaging me about our fan base and how we travel. I said we'll go hell and high water about our fan base. We're gonna travel for our team, and that's just it. That's just it in a nutshell. Well, you
got a guy with Coach Rogers who's come in, and we've said this many times. It was just a perfect time. I mean, the convergence of his coaching ability, but also his enthusiasm, and then the talent we had and the hunger of this community, all just kind of came together at one single point. And that's what makes it all so special, because every piece of it, I mean, from the band to the fans to the guys on the field, I mean, even to the radio guys, I mean, it's just, you're just not going to find it much better. You're just not.
Yeah, that's why I said it's, you know, you got to be here. You got to be here to feel it. You got to be here to feel the vibe. You just got to be in the nest.
Yep.
You got to be on our side, either at away game. It doesn't matter.
Yep. There are no away games. They're all home.
The away games belongs to the Jackets.
Yep.
Coach Rogers and Company is taking over. That's why I said any team, any fan base, any region, they hate to see Coach Rogers and Company coming.
Yep.
Like, they hate to see him coming because we're gonna take over. Like that sign that up there. I even told some of the new moms, the new parents that transferred in, hey, we're the 12th man. Where's your horn? You know, where's your horn? Where is your horn? Don't you see that sign right there? It said home of the 12th man. Like, don't come in the nest without your horn.
Yep.
Do not come in the nest without your horn.
Any of you boys got anything you want to?
I'm looking. I don't like to see fans sitting down, not cheering. I'm up on my feet every third down. Like, I'm up cheering. Like, I'm cheering my boys on.
Well, Whit, I wanted to comment again on how much I enjoy watching the Talk That Talk or listening to it and seeing it on Facebook, and y'all do a great job. And I look forward to going there and checking out and see if somebody's gotten off the rails, because it'll happen every now and then. but it's been so awesome, and it's been awesome to meet you. And
100%.
You have definitely got a passion for the game, and you know what it's all about with your sons playing. I've got a son that's playing, so I know how you feel. I have the butterflies just as big as he does when they run through that run through.
Well, I've said before that Whit and Earl, and I mean, those are my people, flat out.
Absolutely.
So. Yeah, y'all are my people. Like I said, this is something, you know.
It's special.
It's very special, you know. Like we have these podcasts going on, and we can talk that talk. You know, it's really special. I enjoy it. Like, I mean, you can call me on a Monday or a Tuesday, and it's 7 days a week, and you want to talk about football, and you want to talk about the Jacket Nation. I'm down.
Yeah, we down.
I'm to win it. Win the day.
Well, I was just going. This is Brian. I was just going to tell you once again. I enjoy the page, getting to watch everything, but I wanted you to talk about just a little bit real quickly about what it's like to be a football parent and the relationship that you got with not only the coaching staff, but just the school in general, as far as what it's like to have to work with the school and stuff. And I'm sure, you know, that's one thing I'm sure it makes it easier too, is the fact that you got a school that supports their student athletes as much as you have anybody else. You know, that's one thing we're blessed with so much, is a school system that backs our athletes.
I'm gonna tell you something. It is amazing going out to the school, seeing Papa D, and you know, my daughter is there. My daughter's in Coach Dudley's class, you know, and she's a freshman. It's just amazing. I wouldn't trade it for nothing in the world. Like I said, having the school, you know, being in a community like this, you know, graduating from Central, you know, it's amazing, and my kids love it there. I don't think they would even want to move. You know, it's just amazing. Yeah. It's really amazing. I wouldn't trade it for nothing in the world. I even thought about coaching, like as a woman.
I'd love to see that.
Me too.
I thought about coaching. My dreams was becoming a defensive coordinator.
Okay, I can see it. Well, the thing is, and you just hit on the key term here. It was community, and I've said for years, and all of the years that I've been a part of this thing. Friday nights in that stadium, and you can take your pick at any of the athletic events that the high school has, or any of the events. I mean, It doesn't matter how rich or poor you are. If you're white, black, purple, plaid, tall, small, whatever, you come in with the colors on and you're a part of the choir and you are a welcome part of the congregation. It is a reflection on the sincerity of this community. Again, it's a special spot to be.
Yeah, it is. It really is. Like I said, having a guy like Coach Justin Rogers, in our community, at our school, he's family. Even though I say Coach Rogers, or I say gang, he knows. Like Melissa knows. It's forever them. I'm just glad to be a part of it. Having a guy like him, I'll be the first one. I'm gonna tell you something. If he said hi, he said wait, jump. I'm gonna say hi.
Where? When?
What direction? That's right. What direction?
I'm telling you.
What shoes you want me to wear?
I might have shake whip, but I'm gonna jump too.
I'm telling you. I said what I said. I said after we won that state championship, I said our board better get it together.
I think they've done a real good job. And listen, Melissa and Coach Rogers, they love it here. I mean, and you can just watch those kids along the sidelines, and they're just parts of the community now.
And the staff that he's been able to assemble is unbelievable.
And listen, it was one parent. She was like, she messaged me. She was just like, I want to make the switch. I want to make the move, And I told her, I said, listen, living in Mr. Rogers' neighborhood is like going to church. You know how you go to church and you be down in your spirit. I said, when you come to the county, you won't be the same.
Yes, it's true.
The whole spirit gonna change.
That's the truth. And by the way, before I forget, tomorrow night is a gold out in honor of the childhood cancer support group that will be there, and they're going to be a part of the pregame.
We probably should have let the stores around here know it was gold out.
Yeah, just got that bit of information. Well, Whit, thank you so much for calling, and we'll be watching Sunday night, and tell everybody we said hey, and again we love you, and we'll talk again soon. We'll try to get you in here next time.
All right, I love y'all too, and I hope y'all have a good night.
Hey, I look forward to seeing you tomorrow now. Or hearing you tomorrow.
I'll be down on the field.
That's it. All right, Whit, thank you so much for calling.
Thank you, Whit.
You're welcome. Go Jackets.
Tim Watkins said she'd coach him up now.
Absolutely.
She'd coach him
no
up.
doubt. Absolutely. Ain't that cool to have folks in the community like Whit?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, just
And listen,
they get it.
We're picking on Mo Wilk, but I mean Mo's just as good a guy as you're going to find.
Well, he is a super fan for Thomasville.
Absolutely,
just like we are blessed with people like Whit and Earl Brooks that have so much passion because their kids are playing, and they have passion because they're alumni. And he is just the Thomasville equivalent, and there's nothing wrong with that.
Absolutely not.
1,000%.
Other than his choice in clothing, that's it.
That's it. But
he looked better last week.
But Mo, you look good, buddy. You look good in that
color,
blue
man.
and gold.
Just saying, that's your color. Big time. I want to say real quick, too, about the Hall of Fame thing.
Yes.
Real quick before, because it's already after 8.
Somehow.
How in the world?
I wish work went like that.
You ain't kidding. Golly. Tomorrow night, 3 very special individuals will be inducted into that Thomas County Schools Hall of Fame. Kirk Beckham he's a man of firsts. He was a part of the first class that ever attended Central High School. He was the first quarterback ever in the history of the high school. He scored the first touchdown ever in the history of our program. And as a track star, won the first ever state championship in the half-mile run in 1962.
Wow.
He is 81 years old, and he told me that he has not been to a game since the 93 state championship.
Did you tell him to bring some earplugs?
Well, he is looking forward to being in the middle of what's going on. And that's
That'll
just
be
so
cool, man.
And then 2 members of the class of 1977, George Herring and Terry White. George Herring, his claim to fame is that he's Tony Herring's brother, right? And isn't that what he's known for? George was an offensive lineman, a 170-pound guard who was the strongest guy on the team. He ended up going to Auburn and became an All-American weightlifter. He set, through the course of his powerlifting career, 64 world records. Let me say that again. 64 world records. I don't even know what to say.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome.
And for 20 years was known as far as his weight class was concerned, which middleweight is what he was called, was the strongest man in the world for 20 years.
Wow.
Incredible.
That's impressive.
And then Terry White. Terry was the lead guy on the 1976 offense. He broke William Andrews' rushing record. William ran for 1,374 yards his senior year in 1974. And in 76, Terry broke that record and went on to Pitt and was an All-American in the secondary for 2 years, was a teammate of Dan Marino. And Terry has not been in Central Stadium since he graduated in 1977. So he's in for an eye full too.
Wow.
But how cool is that?
Yeah.
Wow.
Real quickly, Bryce has got a recruiting report too.
Yeah, I thought it'd be pretty cool to do. Atlanta last year gave me the bug when I was down there with all the scouts and all that.
Here we go.
So, I just saw some things on Twitter from some of our players. I thought it'd be interesting since, we really hadn't had anything like this where we have a lot of,
offers and stuff.
It's been a long time.
Yeah. So, I think this is awesome.
Yeah, so I'm going to start with, some are offers, some are they're just talking to.
Mm-hmm.
Jalen Johnson apparently has been talking to Coastal Carolina along with Deuce Lawrence.
Oh, cool.
There'll be more coming for those two, though.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Today, or I don't know about today, but this week, Jabari Watkins, let's see, LeVar Madison both got offered by Minnesota North College.
Okay.
Deuce this week has been talking to Appalachian State, Coastal Carolina, like I mentioned. He, Eddie Guerrera, and Artem Korchagin, I think, are all going to be at the Georgia Southern game visiting this week.
Cool. Okay.
Yeah, good deal.
Y'all go find Sam Brown.
Go find.
Yeah, he'll be there.
Sam's going to be there. Go find Sam Brown. Sam, by the way, is going to be walking on this spring for quarterback, which means he'll be starting quarterback for Georgia Southern next fall. I'm just saying.
I can't wait.
Yeah. Anyway, go ahead.
And then Deuce also has an actual offer from Georgia State.
Okay.
Cool.
And more to come.
Yeah. And I think the offers are going to pick up. So
Yeah.
I'll try to stay on it and see what, I'm sure I'm missing some kids out, but that's just some of the ones that come across my page or whatever.
I think that's awesome, man.
Yep.
We need to
It's
let
awesome
folks know,
get
man.
to talk about.
Absolutely.
Yep. Malachi doing well at Pitt. And, of course, we talked about Devin Ross and Tykeem Wallace. Both of them are up at Kennesaw, both of them doing so well. And that's something we probably ought to do. I hadn't really thought about that, is trying to get a report on what
Caleb
these guys
is
are doing.
playing for
Pike.
Pike?
Yeah, and I think that's where Tyler's at.
And he had a special thing.
Man, they had a photo spread, and it was pure Caleb Anderson.
It was like Caleb Anderson in like orange and white. And if he was in blue and gold, it'd been no different. I'm telling you.
The same vibe, the same energy, the same everything.
Absolutely.
And too, I see where Ricky Fulton, he's been showing out up there.
He sure has.
Yep. And that's not a surprise.
That ain't a surprise.
Man, just so proud of all of those guys and excited to see what happens with the next stage of their career. Okay, so tomorrow night, it's a 7:30 kickoff. We're back to the nest. 5:30, the tailgate show will come on. Jaden Rubo is going to be the star of the show again this time, and you will enjoy Jaden. He's talking to his defensive coordinator, Coach Winston, and he's asking some questions from a player's perspective, which I thought is really, really cool. And anyway, you'll enjoy that from 5:30 to about 6:30 or so with the tailgate show, and then we'll be live from the stadium around 6:30, 6:45 or so, and we'll kind of set you up and give you some background stuff as the teams get ready to play. 7 o'clock, head coach Justin Rogers with Coach's Corner, and he'll look back at the Thomasville game and talk about the Bainbridge game, and also some insight about where he feels like the team has improved the most and what area the team has improved the most this year. And then 7:30 kickoff with the Bearcats, the last non-region game.
Yep.
In the halfway. How is that even
And
possible?
start region with the biggest probably.
Yeah.
out there.
Well, we'll talk about that one when it gets here.
Well, we got 2 weeks to talk about it.
Yeah,
We are going to do a show next week. We're going to do a
Absolutely.
show next Thursday, even though we're not playing next week. Might as well.
Yep.
We appreciate everybody always tuning in and stuff. But just in case you're wondering, we will do another show next week, Thursday at 7.
And it is an off week next week, and that's the reason Brian's saying that. We will be doing a show. Now, we will not do one, just so you know, during the fall break, because all of us are going to be scattered all over the place, and we're actually going to take some downtime.
Yeah.
But that's for fall break. We will be here next week. And one more thanks to Dairy Queen.
Oh, man.
Oh, my gosh. I'm stopping because I'll be up all night if I keep drinking this thing.
So good it's
so
gone.
good. Man alive.
Sleep all day.
And tell me again, the blizzard was what was it again?
The blizzard was a Oreo fudge brownie, which was excelente.
I don't know what to talk about.
It's already in the trash can.
I'm about to say it's been gone so long he forgot about it.
And then we had the white mocha shake.
Those things were good, man.
For goodness sake.
Yeah. So Dan Stewart, wherever you are, he's gonna look at Sherry and go, them things, that sounds pretty good.
And I think,
probably go get one at lunch.
I think, Dan, that the white mocha shake don't have near the calories that the Oreo fudge brownie, so go get you some.
Yeah.
Of that.
Of less of that.
Yeah. Well, what I understand, I've been told that like with these things, when you stir them, the calories evaporate.
Yeah.
That's why I've been stirring mine.
That's what you do. Makes sense.
Well, I hear that the quicker you eat it, the less the calories in the cup.
It makes perfect sense.
You
too.
just need it to cheer on the jackets. That's what it's for.
Yes.
Energy.
It's energy.
That's right. That's
Vibe.
right. Now, we will be having our pregame meal about 5 o'clock or so at Loco's, and y'all are welcome to come join us and say hey to us. That's some fantastic eating, and I'm telling you, they have the best French dip sandwich in town. Am I lying?
I'll retweet that one.
I'm telling you, that is good eating, and just as nice.
That pot roast sandwich ain't nothing to go off of either, but I'm telling you.
Didn't you get that one time?
Yeah, I've had the pot roast sandwich. I've had the shrimp po' boy, and then they've got a pork chop sandwich.
Pork chop
That's
sandwich.
off the chain.
You had that black and blue burger too.
Yeah, that's what I get a lot. I've kind of gotten that as a ritual because
you know what I went with last week?
Steak.
Yeah, the steak frites or whatever it was.
Let me tell you
if
all
anybody wants to join me for lunch, I eat a steak every Friday.
Well, let me say this, Jamie. Not that any of us are superstitious, and I know that none of you out there are.
No, never.
Are superstitious a speck. Even
But
though
my wife enjoys this.
We wear this. I got the same shoes, same socks, same shirts. We'll stop right there every week.
Randy wore a dead watch 3 weeks in a row. It didn't have battery in it. He just wore it just in case.
Because we had been winning, and I wasn't going to mess with the mojo. When was the last time you didn't have steak on a Friday?
I don't want to say.
Roswell. And that's why it happened.
I didn't want Coach Rogers to even know about
He has shown.
He gonna make you run.
He'll have me doing rolls next week.
What kind of rolls?
Be
Yeast rolls where you lay down and roll across the field, man.
I thought he was going to bake you something.
I'll be chunky for weeks.
Flip tires.
You good?
Let me tell you, Randy, share the story of how worried I was when we went to Atlanta.
Oh yeah.
Oh my God.
Man.
And I think Joe Burns got it.
Well, Joe took us out to eat with his dad, which was awesome.
It was.
Yeah, that was cool.
That was just such a cool experience.
Yep.
And we went to what kind of restaurant? It was.
We didn't go. Remember, because we drove separate.
That's right.
It was
The first place we went, it was
different.
they wouldn't.
It was
they
like
wouldn't accept
like a
ramen.
Thai place
Yeah,
or something.
a ramen
like
place or something.
That kind of. Yeah.
But Jamie was so nervous that there was nothing steak related on the menu because this was kind of a different kind of restaurant. It was one of these places that Joe knew about, and it was good. I mean, it was really good.
Absolutely.
Jamie's looking at the menu, and half of it you couldn't understand what you were ordering. So
I'm asking the people. I'm like, does anything have steak?
That's
in
what
it?
he finally said. The waiter guy comes. He goes, "Is any of this have steak in it?" And the guy said, "Yes, this is." And Jamie said, "That's what I want right there."
What's the closest to a ribeye you got there?
I didn't get a ribeye.
It was diced
but
up.
I don't know.
It was good.
But it had steak in it,
Still
and that's
qualified.
what counted.
Yeah,
And the results spoke for
and
themselves.
they came out as like fingers.
Yep,
remember?
yep, they were
it was
strips
like
of them.
steak fingers.
That's just like that. Right
About
there.
that long.
Yep.
But Joe said, and we ate the first four so fast. Joe just turned around and said,
"One more.
We need 2 or 3 more of them baskets."
Yep.
Right there.
Yep.
And
they brought
And
them.
I said, "Joe, he said, dude, those are for you. I want to make sure you're good." And I said, I'm good. But I ain't gonna lie now, I was nervous because I'd already made the comment. I said, hey, we may have to find a place.
Yep.
If I could have to go in there and just get me a little steak or something.
Yeah, I was scared to death that when he asked the waiter if there was something on there that had steak, and the waiter said, "Well, no, not really."
We're gonna have to get up and leave.
Jamie's just like, "Okay, that's it. We got to go."
I'm telling you, man, I seen the wheels fall off in the Roswell game. I said, no.
What is that?
Go buy one in the store and put it on the motor to cook.
Take it back to the kitchen. Hey,
I mean, depending on which fan,
put it on the tailpipe.
It's probably hot enough.
Yeah,
I know, man.
Yeah. Well, anyway,
but it's worked.
It's worked.
I told my wife, I said, eventually something's gonna happen, but
And then what you
it ain't going to be
then they'll
because of
change
that.
the shrimp.
But she really enjoys every Friday at lunch I eat a steak.
Yeah, well, it's a ritual. And I guarantee you every single person, we ought to do a show one night and just ask everybody about their personal rituals and
what they do.
And their thing that they have to do before the game. That would really be interesting.
You could fill up an hour quick.
Yeah, that would be really interesting.
Here's the crazy thing.
Why don't we do that next week?
Is when I walk in.
That'd be cool.
When I walk in to get my steak at this place, every one of them in there looks around and says, he's here.
It's Longhorn.
We don't even have to ask. We know what he's getting. He wants it medium.
That's crazy.
He's here. He's got his yellow jacket shirt on. The jacket's going to win.
Hey,
The question is, are you going next week? Just to keep it going
We
next
don't
week?
play next week.
So you don't have to worry about it next
Nope.
week. Okay.
Oh, your wife's going to be sad.
She'll
she
be
don't get to
sad.
spend time with you.
She'll be sad.
She'll be all right.
What'd you say, Bryce?
Brian, what do we not eat on Saturday's Florida Plays?
If the Gators are playing, we don't eat chicken wings. And in fact, it's gotten so bad, we don't eat chicken of any sorts.
Maybe y'all need to start.
No.
It'll be worse.
No.
If you can imagine.
We three,
I'm
without
start
knowing,
fasting, apparently.
one Saturday, all ate chicken wings, but we weren't around each other.
It was back in, 2012 when Florida
Yes.
played Louisville in the Sugar Bowl.
Yes.
And we were the
2012.
obvious favorite and got killed.
Yeah.
And from that day, that was the last time.
Maybe y'all need to eat a spoonful of sugar.
I'm fixing to fast at this point.
Okay. All right. So the folks out there watching. All right. So next week we'll look back and talk about the Bainbridge game, and we'll may do a little look ahead toward Lee County. But of course, the following week will be the real Lee County preview.
Yep.
But that would be fun.
But a nice little breakup. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah. So what? Think about your rituals and your superstitions and stuff, and don't. I mean, Lakeisha's already sharing stuff.
Oh yeah.
But just hold on to it because that'll be really interesting to fun.
Your pregame and your game superstitions. What do you have to have in your pocket? What socks do you have to wear?
Yeah.
What do you eat before a game? Or that's what we're going to talk about next Thursday.
And half of them's going to go.
If you bathe.
Well, there's some folks. Never mind. I'm not calling names. I'm not calling names.
I was just throwing that out.
Guys,
there.
it is
I'm
8:15.
sorry.
All right, listen. Thanks for watching. Thanks, Bryce.
Absolutely.
Yes, sir.
Thanks, Brian.
Yes, sir.
Jamie, Casey. Fun as always.
Always.
This is an entertaining hour. Always.
Thanks to Whit for calling.
Yeah,
me.
thanks, Whit.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And
Of course.
Coach Rogers.
Thanks to Coach Rogers. Absolutely. And again, thanks to Dairy Queen. Greg
Dairy
Davis,
Queen.
we appreciate you guys.
Greg
helping us
Davis,
out.
give me a big thumbs up. I hope you're watching.
Absolutely. Whoa, hey.
Hey.
He's slinging it now.
It's in the blizzard. Watch
Thank you,
out.
thank you for watching, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, well,
It was good while it lasted.
y'all have a good one. We can see you tomorrow night at the Nest. See you on the radio or on the live stream. Y'all be good.
Blue